Part 2. So, when it comes down to parental rights, all right, part of the process when it comes to applying for child support is the pre-screening of the court mandated DNA test. So that way both parties, even if both parties are not notified, the person that wanted to go ahead and try to file for child support will go ahead and find out, yeah, no, the person you want to file against is not the parent. So you attempting to go after them for, for example, like medical fees, like, say, for example, you ended up taking loans out that you had said were for such purposes, as well as financial support for said child, that you committed paternity fraud. That, fraudulently obtained money through paternity fraud, that's called obtaining property under false pretenses. That is a felony. All right. That is also considered, identity theft when you go ahead and access their personal financial statements and records without their approval and go ahead and take out anything financially that is theirs. All right. As well as the fraudulent transferring of, titles of any physical property, like, for example, cars, deeds to owned properties, the attempted, interception of, the owed rent on said rentals. All of that ends up going ahead and getting counted. All right. And it also ends up getting calculated in overall damages aspect, especially when you have paternity fraud, defamation of character, slander, tortious interference, attempted contractual entrapment, submission of tampered evidence, perjured statement in an attempt to go ahead and, coerce a false conviction, bearing false witness, the submission of falsified statements into the magistrate, which, by the way, I don't know if you do, but the magistrate is technically considered a judge, but a state level judge. The one that determines the bond, the one, that initiates the paperwork process. Yeah. Submitting doctored statements into them, yeah, that's considered perjury. That actually could automatically not only get you hit with a felony, but if you are considered an expert witness, in a specific field of study, could end up going ahead and losing your credibility to be able to testify, as a, specially qualified, testimony, that ends up going ahead and tying into the details of said case or trial. Not to mention that, but it could end up going ahead and losing you your credentials as far as, your specific field of study. Yeah, you could end up going ahead and having an ethics committee having to remove your credentials. Like that, serious life-changing shit. Like, permanent career-ending shit. Like, shit you should never do if you have any ambitions to ever be in the legal field. Type shit. That's amount of shit that you do not want to step into, all right? That elephant in the room, that's that elephant's shit, all right? That is a big pile of shit. That's not a pile of shit that you're going to be able to go ahead and just sweep under the rug. That's that shit you're going to have to climb like Everest and stand on top of. So, just remember what you're doing when you attempt to do it. Because, I could imagine being in a position of having to owe 11 years of retroactive back pay, at the exorbitant, lavish spending that had been getting done. Ooh. You don't want to owe that level of debt. That's being able to put a mechanic's lien on your entire home debt. that is, congratulations, you're on the street destitute with no credit rating anymore. And you're going to end up getting hit with an inflated interest rate just to rent that cardboard box.